Welcome everyone to another Firefox video here on our open source channel. Firefox 107 is out there since 2 days ago or yesterday or stuff. As usual, for the hundreds of thousands of lines of code changes, you don't get much changelog. Profitable performance in Microsoft IME, Defender, something. Power profiling now also supported on Linux. Macs with Intel CPUs and Apple Silicon. Various security fixes as per usual, although would be cool if they inline them, but probably they don't want. It probably would disturb your regular users to learn how many moderate and high security issues were in there. Enterprise, some stuff, developers, a couple of helpful improvements and stuff. Yeah, I'm as usual not the most impressed about these changes. Of course, it's still a good browser and still our main browser for reasons. But they even have one fix for ARM. Also, this is Long Arch 64 because obviously we built some stuff. But so while they have a fix for ARM, which ARM Neon of not correctly disabling, it's again broken in different ways, and let's maybe debug both. So, and as usual, I updated it like probably last night. Like one more thing here for our Linux distribution release. You update this at 2300 and all you get is build errors. And previously it was building for ARM version 7, well, as patched and configured in our amazing, mostly raw, except where it didn't build, vanilla like it was supposed to be upstream. But now it breaks on ARM version 7, not even that vintage stuff, maybe on all of ARM 32-bit, of atomic operations, shared JIT, CPP, or FAS alignment fault was not declared. It's like, why does, so probably don't delay order our merchandise today, right? The only constant is change and regressions. There's a reason that I repeatedly say this here like a broken record. Live on this channel, let's click in here the relevant merchandise probably. And also for Big Endian, it previously, also if you're wondering why I click in here often the woman shirts, here's the men one, because they usually appear earlier here in my selection, and I'm just too lazy to. So for our, not only supporting our 1.5% female viewership, but they anyway look better, right? But if you, obviously they are available as, I probably not only clicked here some random stuff and only the mug, but of course also available as t-shirt and hoodie and stuff. So we will try to fix that as we usually do here. Also no, I'm not focused. Like here, let's see if I have the ARM. I might have deleted that already, apparently, of all the freaking builds, but nothing like epic thread ripping that in a second. That would be ARM version 6 EB, I think, like that. And that error's out. So I have to admit, I never built that, so that is new. That might not be a regression, that might be general bug, because well, why should exotic stuff work? So that failed with target C compiler, target C compiler, target endianness big does not match target endianness. Like, what the heck? Maybe that is, sure, it might break in all kinds of different flavors. That is what I'm used to, that open source stuff here for 25 years. It is curious nonetheless. This is a recurring theme of everything else builds as patched and configured in T2 Linux. As you see, it needs some convincing of other, if you restore your vintage car, you need some elbow grease. With open source code, you need some finger grease. So with a little bit of manual help and guidance, patches, hooks, quirks, and so on. But everything else builds except Firefox, it's like your engine does not match up. I mean, sure, there is the tiniest possibility that we edited, like we broke something. Arch, was it Arch? What even was the... what was the Arch big engine? So yeah, that's yes. And our Arch target is ARM version 6 EB. So it could be as simple as they simply don't match any ARM version thing. So maybe they only have ARM EB, or like nobody ever built that and they totally don't have ARM big engine support. But obviously something is broken there. And welcome everyone. Hi, welcome Firefox. Never done that. Well, I would say configure, make install, but with this humongous packages, unfortunately, go read the freaking manual of build instructions for each and every package. That is unfortunately, like, I wish it would be configure, make install, but nowadays every organization, more than a dozen people, needs their own blessed and haunted build system. So yeah, it is a little bit complex, especially we are freaking cross-compiling that, right? So like not like configure, make install like you would do at home, but cross-compiling that for 31 architectures of somewhere Firefox is supported, which is not that different and stuff, but yeah, it's a little bit of everything needs to be just more right, and source stuff cannot do too crazy things. So let's grab where this is coming from. Where is even, so there it says no, let's grab for target C compiler engines. And if you're new to the stuff, you probably want to share, like, subscribe, maybe support me there on Patreon or GitHub or this YouTube membership, because as you see here, recurring subscribers already noticed I do this here on a daily basis. This is here, or this is Python, thank you very much, exactly what we wanted to fix. So what's going up on here with endianness? Little endian, GCC platform, fake compiler, what the heck? Okay, they have here only ARM, unknown Linux S. So yeah, I don't know if maybe we are the first ever, or maybe Debian has patched that, but it looks a bit like maybe they don't have ARM. What do they have here? Test, cannot cross-compile. So maybe that is some cannot cross-compile hot hack stuff here. Wait, but this is Mipsel, right? Do they really have hard-coded all this stuff here? Where is even... So they have here ARM. Although they have here ARM unknown Linux, they have here GCC platform ARM Linux and not like little endian. Plus, this is really strange. Yeah. This is actually worse than expected. I expected like a one-line regular expression thing, but why do people need to reinvent the wheel? I've never seen such nonsense. This is just crazy, and I mean, theoretically we maybe, I mean, I could. But here is ARM passes cannot mipsal. Why is that is in a MIPS condition? Actually, wait a second. There should be. How do they do that for PowerPC? Is it because PowerPC they have little endian? Maybe even is that there is big endian, and there should be somewhere, what even is this big endian? But yeah, in my opinion, it is a problem that for each major source repository you need to learn their strange build system, and that's like why can they not just compile, right? Why do they need to make this crazy stuff? Oh wait, did we have this still open? Is this in some... Because this is MIPSL, why is this in some MIPSL unknown Linux? I have no idea what they do here. I don't get what is happening here. Is this even... Maybe we should change this text to see if we are even looking at the right code parse. Apparently not. Maybe there is an ARM conditional somewhere after all. Wherever. Strange stuff. Okay, it wasn't that one. Do we have that again? Not in this file. That is so bizarre. Okay, that was not very clever too. I'm a little confused that we don't have another match. Maybe that is somehow cached. Maybe there's another line break somewhere. There's some targets. Bizarre. I really hate when it's not obvious where it's coming from. I mean, the whole stuff is unnecessary. Unnecessary broken stuff, as you see. There is ARM. Oh wait, why do they have here ARM EB version 7? Oh, I just changed it to ARM version 7 EB. Do they really want ARM? Oh, come on. But here they have it at the end. I mean, what? Here they have MIPS either 64R6EL, and there they have... Why is everyone in the kitchen, everyone and their family doing this shit differently? Are you completely effing kidding me? I'm shocked. I soon have no words anymore that everyone has their own. So they only have ARM EB unknown. ARM ARM-EB, ARM star. Why do they have here ARM star and here ARM-EB? So certainly also ARch64, but there they have freaking underscore AB. You can't make this shit up. Oh man, there really is a limit of craziness. ARM version. So yeah, I mean, up until yesterday we didn't add version things, but to ARM. But here's also which platform is this? NetBSD. That is currently in NetBSD. ARM version 7. Okay, so this is NetBSD only. That's not that relevant. But is this here Linux? This is not the most helpful. Maybe this would go away if we configure it slightly differently. Maybe. Yeah, so only constant is change and incompatibilities. Okay, let's maybe check where if we can check find GCC a way to patch the rest of Firefox. So here they have ARM. Maybe. Oh, so this is a typo. Appears I've done there something that is also not very common. Why would you do this version stuff for little endian? Wow, there are even some people using ARM-EL. Endian is little, you can't make this stuff up. What do we do now? Another full rebuild? Should we ask Google? How was it with the Rust targets? But yeah, you basically need to unpack every major package to get an overview. Maybe I shouldn't have extracted that verbose. So where is my other build error? Probably here. Actually, I could check LVM. This is LVM. So yeah, that's what you get from supporting all this exotic nonsense. Besides, I'm not a fan of this dynamic arch triplets anyway. For me, this would be all ARM or ARM-EB, and with all this versioning stuff. But they only have one anyway. Actually, wait, they have here ARM EB version 7. So maybe we adopt this again, huh? Good that I didn't commit all of this stuff yet. Oh man. Nothing like a full rebuild. I thought it's natural to have this onion is big thing at the end of that to match that, but apparently not. I'm not super convinced that it will magically fix that though, but we will see. So that would be ARM machine. So this first after all, but this I had already committed yesterday. So ARM EB version 6 it is, and let's see if that builds on something. I mean, it needs, I mean, thankfully we can just, the question is now we need, for test this, we need Firefox working. So the good thing is I'm not shy of hand editing patches, so I mean, maybe we make here mkdir backup and copy all this stuff into backup. I hope it did copy everything else, did it? Apparently. Because now we need to change all those here for ARM, EB, nothing like doing it twice, but at least today it is faster. So the benefit, of course, is you save like 10 minutes of extracting, unpacking and repacking and stuff. BE. Should be somewhere. Why did because underscore. So ARM EB version 6 and here too. And then we need to change our pre-patch copy of that. That would be, yeah, it's only substitute for testing is more testing. EB only oh no, this works like this. ARM EB version 6 to hard float. That probably should work. I made the backup obviously for also if we mess up, I don't want to redo everything just because I pressed there like fat fingered some VI thing and wiped their line or typo or stuff. So ARM, so we I guess we rename that too. I think that's better. Although I would expect our config still remains the same, config ID and stuff. EB, okay, let's ARM. Let's hope. I wouldn't be surprised if no GCC and glibc start to fail, but let's see. ARM EB version 6. Did I? Yeah, I need more threads. So only substitute for threads is more threads. So, and then these other regular arm breakage. What's going on here? It might be something that only earlier ARM CPUs have alignment faults. Maybe version 7 doesn't have. So maybe also I should actually build on my PCIe 4 connected NVMe SSD. So that is in architecture ARM. Let's see if align. There is here is define hardware cap version. Oh wait, no, that is not an ifdiff. So it is defined in the ARM header, so unless it is, so JIT define namespace JIT. Don't see instantly. So maybe there is some either some include stuff that was in generic JIT. And now it is the same, right? The beauty of working in this code base is, sure, this is of course maybe not the most popular. Leave in the comments below. Do you use, maybe you should make, actually not, maybe time for our daily polling the professional IT industry live on our YouTube channel. Do you work in a fancy IDE? The problem is this big code browser. I mean, if you work every day on Firefox, then having your Xcode or Visual Code project might be okay. Although I know I have a friend who works in such a big company, and so he has like a more powerful workstation than I, right? And it's not even about, well, it's also about money. I mean, I could theoretically afford a more powerful workstation than a Ryzen 750X, but for me that's also the top of the line that I would want to spend. Like, so they have, I think they have even, do they have dual? I think they have dual socket. Yeah, they had into Xeon at least last year. So they had like 32, 64 threads and 100 whatever gigs of memory. So like last year, like way more than I had for building 24, in the meantime 30 Linux distributions. And I certainly know from my work here that Xcode is a total potato. And it might work, I mean, except you need a like dual socket Xeon workstation, or like more money conscious people would use an Epic or Threadripper. But it's like, yeah, that is a reality, right? If the more fancy UI IDE you use, the slower it usually is. And then like, good luck. I mean, you could laugh about my command line usage like it's a 386 or SparkStation, but at least like it's fast. I mean, it would be faster if I wouldn't run it on an USB 3 SSD, but actually my built-in, I just didn't. It's so new build that I didn't have time to like install something on the internal NVMe SSD, although I probably should. That certainly would make this grab instant. But yeah, how people can work on such large code bases, I don't know, with like 10,000 of files. So shared JIT, so how I would usually do that is, like, instead of, if you not want to randomly try it, you want to see the source codes, right? And So normally I always forget what was a verbose. That is also the illness of modern build systems, right? Everyone, not only everyone also ignores this, not recognized processor stuff there. But like not only every project, no, not every, but nearly every, at least the big projects have their own build system infrastructure stuff, like for reasons I don't understand, of like, except making sure other people have a hard time working with your shit code. But then also like what to define to get a verbose output, right? Because I would like to look on the pre-processed sources. Yes, theoretically on an IDE you could like right click and show pre-processed, but yeah. Line, let's see if we got here in file included. Yeah, thank you very much. Also, yeah, this is super annoying, right? Unified CPP. So this means I already know this. You probably do not see this, but with my 25 years of experience in constantly building Firefox, this unified CPP JS means that this was pre-processed with whatever, like SED, GNU.org or Python, probably knowing the Mozilla people Python, into one source, right? So they do this for whole program optimization, like poor man's whole program optimization. And so like you don't instantly see the file because, or do you? Actually, no, you see the file, but yeah, they built this in one thing. So, but this did probably not show us the command line arguments. Or is it built? I wondered already the other day that this wasn't verbose. Or maybe this is verbose. I guess it looks verbose. Because what I would want to see is -E, -E for pre-processed sources. Thank you very much. And now the problem is this might fail for copy and paste. Can't mix this stuff up. Let's save it to log file for easier editing. Yeah, cheers. Coffee time. This is not the right file. This is YUV. Why is that? Or do they build this with? There's also some VPX convolute copy neon ISM, but that doesn't fail, did it? Don't tell me that failed too. No, it probably did not fail. So where is the command line for that? Did I not run with J1? Ah, shit, I forgot J1. Oops. What I really once I was working, when I was a student, I was working at a company that made some CAD, computer aided design, software edition for, was it IBM CATIA or something? And so I so hated that. I think I had it like Pentium 3 or 2, Windows, what would that be, 2000 something? This was so slow, it was unbelievable. You could like get nothing done because you were constantly waiting for the bloody compile, and then you like touched some like yeah, obviously some base module thing, and then like relinking everything like took. I think I got coffee addicted there. Maybe I should sue them for getting coffee addicted, waiting for compile time. So, which one is that now in JIT? Should this be that line there? So that is, yeah, G++. plus of, why is there unified CPP network cookie? Why is there not JIT? I'm confused why that is. Like, yeah, already like soon 5 minutes just to figure out which freaking file that is and why does this. It doesn't look JIT though. There is JIT though. There's a problem with running this in Tmux here, that doesn't select nicely. Let's grab that. Hey, that works. Also, we need this partially. Do we need to CD or is it absolute pass everywhere? Yeah, this is for directory. What? Oh, come on. Object here. So I don't want to copy and paste this because I have it in the history, so hey, that works. Finally, nearly 5 minutes later, and now we only need to change. Do they have -O here somewhere? Ah, they had this since the beginning. So of course, yeah, I understand auto-generated, but that's what it is. So oh, come on. Some of the first characters sometimes disappearing. This is a new thing since some days in Mac OS's terminal. I have no idea how this happens. Has alignment. Oops. That is indeed not included. What is the... So yeah, no good luck finding how this should be included. So it is, I mean, the compiler is right. Obviously, it would have been. So somehow that is not included. So thank you very much. You had like one job. I would expect somehow. So totally small object files, nothing to see. So, but the problem is actually finding out where it should have been. Included. They have JS code. How did we even configure that? Ah, we configured this with disable jet. Maybe that is the reason why that fails. I had a similar issue for x86 where JIT only works with SSE2. But yeah, so much to non-standard. So many configure options that most of them don't build. So then let's here's a typo. Nothing like finding a typo live on your channel, but it doesn't help as much. I mean, at least we found a typo, but then version 5 will break because no JIT doesn't work there. So yeah, I wonder then, did it build for x86 already? because for 586 we also can't JIT. I also really wish, I mean, sure, the Mozilla Foundation doesn't support no JIT builds, but if that would be my multi-billion-dollar project, I would at least make sure some generic, like non-assembly and like not primary supported, like fallback code paths is also built. Like not all of that, but like just like build ARM without JIT or x86 without JIT or stuff, just to make sure you have a code base that if you add the next big architecture like RISC-V, it's not like too hard and like convoluted or failing build errors. Okay, it did build. Is this? I'm surprised. Also, we have a additional node JIT patch. At least for this is my creation. Also for x86. So yeah, that was whatever that was. This was WSM has heap register. Because it also led to a build error in Firefox 99, as you can see. Did I build this already? Maybe not. So then let's rebuild that. This was ARM version 7. I'm getting confused with all crazy amount of build targets. Also, let's give it some more cores. Yeah, we're getting to the point where we can finally release. The question is only whether it works. Building is one thing. I had here already Python on the desk, but you also see how much time it takes, right? Just the other day, someone said PS3 regressed on our last ISO build, obviously. But the problem is I can't like constantly change. Like fixing everything already takes hours, and then testing everything takes hours, and then you only find the more you test, the more you find broken stuff. I tested x86 32-bit, and that previously worked, now also failed, at least with Firefox 106. I wonder if it accidentally now works again with 107. Yeah, that is why I'm constantly asking for share, like, and subscribe, YouTube membership, or Patreon, or GoFundMe, because takes a bit of time keeping everything to freaking build, especially if people for exotic configurations can't even agree on their arch triplet for ARM engine is big. So build all of them. So my ls. So not sure. Did I not fix that, or was it? I thought I had this fixed. What's going on here? Actually, are we done? So we are pretty done building, and then some nonsense happens. It tries. This is some. I remember that I saw this. Yeah. So whatever's going on there, it somehow is there some post-processing. Yeah, you had me at. So this is a absolute link. So somehow maybe some post-processing, like, yeah. I think I didn't build it the last time, probably. So it's this kind of stuff. It's like, yeah, it builds for everything else, and we will do it some other day in video and stuff. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to give me more time and resources to fix even more. And amazing that recurring viewer Danny just rejoined, so upgrade to level 3. Highly appreciate it. I probably should, for the fun of it, make here $8 things of verified T2 users or so. So yeah, more works. I had a poll on our Mormon channel. Do we have something going on here. Except here, P3, it's like... Yeah, I get it. We need to test P3 more often. But you also need to share, like, and subscribe more often. So... I had here a poll. And I probably need to change that. Unless I want to vote myself. So I'm surprisingly, I mean, only 34 people voted. So what stops you from voting there? And surprising number of, I guess we have a lot of, either they troll me or we have really hardcore fans of not minding TWM and Xterm. But I totally get that TWM and Xterm are not amazing. I looked into Mutter. I would have loved to use the GNOME default one, but Mutter has too many dependencies. Maybe as one commented, I get there are comments of OpenBox and Awesome, and I run here Sway otherwise. But the problem with Awesome and Sway is they are not end user friendly, right? And I can just also, in my opinion, give them TWM. Probably TWM as vintage and UI, UX disaster it is. It might be more easier to use than a tiling window manager. Maybe we should indeed go XFCE. I wonder if how much we need to build. But yeah, there is too many choice, right? Arch, window manager. We had the list open yesterday. Thanks, Danny, for finding some spare money. Highly appreciated that. As much as I appreciate even more people joining in here. Yeah, Danny says, I think he means not so many dependencies. Yeah, I might not add all of XFCE. Maybe I would hope I only need 3 or 4 packages, but that's always my wishful thinking. There's a list of window managers, and that might even be an incomplete list. Maybe one day we have as many window managers as Linux distributions, so maybe wake me up when we have 1,953 window managers. I would probably not want to add all of XFCE, but maybe I try out just the window manager so that people have something a little bit more useful or like colorful and easier to use for their default Firefox. You could also call this a bit of a fail of not developing a better default stuff. Sure, there are this better default stuff that are GTK, GNOME, and Qt KDE, but that is of course the difference of small and lightweight default and full-blown desktop environments. I didn't even mind GNOME 2 and KDE 3 too much back in the day, but each time I just want to add the terminal, the amount of 20 plus dependencies you need for just a freaking window manager and terminal, modern KDE 5 and GNOME 40 whatever, is just mind-blowing. So yeah, stuff is building. What was that? That is Musel. That is, what was the other? Did I even? Probably somewhere. Oh wait, this did not. What is going on here? This failed quickly. That is suspicious. Or did I Control-C that? Not sure what I did there, except Control-C. So what are we building? Here we're building ARM EB version 6, x86-64 Musel. Should we not have? What have I done to my ARM64 build? I'm a little bit... am I hiding that somewhere? ARM version 7. Not sure what I did there. Let's hope that builds. And then I would, but the funny thing is also that disable JIT still builds some JIT stuff there, although maybe that is some basic baseline interpreter. What is going on there with, what is now the problem with, wait a second. I know that it can't be that no, this does not look broken, does it? Or does this error out for some reason? Chat did I have here some? It looks fine though. Not sure what have I done here. How did this happen? Maybe this, you know what? This shell behaves so strange. Does this cannot be all my typing, especially sometimes the first character disappears. I wonder if the Q shell or terminal has a strange bug in the latest macOS. That is crazy. I never had such strange typing. Oh, that was the wrong one. Because I don't even know how the first character should disappear. The first character of the command line when you type at the end. That is so strange. ADM logs. I don't get what's happening there. Maybe the exit code of this match stops the build. Or did I mistype the parallel build? Strange. So yeah, you change the arch triplet and then GCC breaks, right? I already nearly expected that. ARM EB. This was building before I changed this for Firefox. So much to everyone. All the people being in sync. What failed here now? Failed to match target data. For little in target is big endians. Thank you very much. So that worked previously. So yeah, so much to people agreeing on their target definition stuff. Mwop, mwop, mwop. Maybe people want to match for a big endian at the end of. So, but now we already changed that, right? Maybe I should not have deleted. Pro tip: don't delete the build. Architecture. So let's undo that because it's so much fun. Done. I should not have. I thought the Firefox people know what they're doing. Maybe I should not have expected that. So let's do that like that. After all, let's restore the Rust backup. That probably should be all that was needed, right? Except yeah, there are not that many to support that. I really need to resort to check what Debian does, one of those other unsuccessful Linux distributions. Where is Big Endian? Do they not support Big Endian anymore? What? Even Debian abandoned Big Endian ARM. Whatever now, ARM. Is that right? Did I even configure that right? ARM version 6EB? I think nothing like double, triple, and quadruple. Okay, it indeed fails on that match. I hate that. So that happens because we run bash with -e for exit on error codes. I really hate this behavior. I mean, we could change that to working to positive grep, or it's a little bit, nah, I wish it wouldn't be like that, but it's what it is, 6, 7, 8 stuff, and otherwise I probably should do. Old MacBook doesn't even have Ethernet port here, that sucks. Marco made, do we even have? Made, yeah, so more patches for more desktop environments, especially lightweight's welcome. If you compile it that much, it's usable with wireless on laptops. It would be, what do you mean, T2 default chips with wireless stuff, right? With a good old-fashioned WPA supplicant, and so even this Ryzen onboard motherboard is actually right now running over Wi-Fi, unfortunately, which is why we have this bloody Wi-Fi latency. So by default, T2 has full wireless, or is supposed to have full wireless support. Just runs a WPA supplicant, and yeah, we probably someday soon need to make this way easier. Also, I'm aware that there is this new Intel development of IWD, because we can never have enough choice and broken options and incompatibilities. I mean, we could add this to the to-do. This is kinder, as we want to grow our to-do faster than we can work on it. One thing is my creator IWD by default. And by the way, do we have already DHCP here? Probably. Yeah, saying a DHCP client. And the other thing is easier default UI to make really everyone happy. Sync network manager or stuff. Danny, still a newbie. So yeah, just, I mean, Yeah, it is a little bit low level, right? If you run this, you just copy and paste, like just run it like that. Also, probably we also it probably should be. Yeah, that's a bit of a. I mean, it works for me. It's not amazing, but I mean, it's amazing for me because never break a running system. Never touch a running system. But yeah, okay. So we find, yeah, basically, what have we found? Okay, we thought. I mean, we found a typo in our ArchJIT comparison stuff. We thought we found an incompatibility with our ArchEB renaming, which we found might be better after all, because otherwise GCC breaks, or some of its submodules, rather. I, by the way, further tightened my memory timing, so if there's... And also I think, yeah, nearly 5.4 gigahertz all core, at times reaching 5. Yeah, kinda hitting 5.4. Sometimes it's 5.4 all core boost. Yeah, right. Another 5 millivolt or so. Offset for hopefully slightly better boosting, I'd hope. So yeah, ventilation's already, yeah. So here, dummy proof. I'm aware of that. I certainly couldn't give it my father or wife. I'm aware of that. The problem is just that the UI stuff is such a mess, and KDE and GNOME have too many dependencies. This is why somehow everything is a bit suboptimal in my opinion. Even I really wish 30 years of Linux stuff would be more amazing, but it is what it is. We probably need to make more philosophical talk live streams about the state of open source stuff. So stuff is building. There was one more thing I wanted to check, which is some kind of, is it this files or do we have this in Cron? Yeah, maybe that one. So if we run this in, what even if that, maybe we simply run this also, how was it with 5.1? Is that even, oh no, it isn't. Don't tell me. Actually, you know what, we waste here some build time. I think this older system has... Actually, you know what, if I would build this in a more modern T2 installation, we would have 10% faster configure speeds. Why don't I do that? Okay, P not found. Yeah, that is probably the error I'm seeing, and because some systems don't have that, and this log rotate also looked a little bit suspicious. There is some... Maybe I should type 5% slower and more accurate. I hate Wi-Fi latency. Oh, come on. What? Ugh. Where would that be? Would it not be in this files? Ah, this locked in? Okay. So yeah, this is also SH, but I have the impression that here is some here's some here's echo e maybe. Yeah, maybe it is this dash, maybe it's this echo e. Because if you run this with what does it do? Yeah. Maybe we work around this because, I mean, either we change this to bash, but maybe if we, I mean, we don't really support bashless systems, but maybe we should just bin echo. Or do we even need dash E? It's just tabs, right? Maybe tabs work on our modern. So here we have that here. Let's see, echo AT1. No, that does not work. Interesting. Does it work with? It really needs dash E, but not for wow. With dash you don't need this, with bash you need this. Are you kidding me? Oh, come on. That is a surprise. Also, or is so that is quite an incompatibility quirk. The dash doesn't have dash E in that. Okay, I think I work around. I don't want to do that major changes now. Also theoretically, this is not our style here with space. This is, I substituted a lot, but maybe not as, not this one here. Because what extension was it? Oh, this was just cron. Explains the thing. So I guess the easiest thing to do here is like that, unless, oops. So that is this klog D, and what was the other? Cron? Somehow doesn't have many options. Yeah, that is crazy that after 40 plus years or 50 years of Unix, we still have like one shell does it that way. Even a modern dash shell there for performance and POSIX compatibility and simplicity and stuff. But nah. I could have changed it for bash 4, but the problem is bin echo could also break theoretically. Does Mac OS have? But they have bin echo there though. So then I guess we could call it another day. The last few imperfect looking messages scrolling by fixed as well. No, Danny, you're not the only one. I'm totally aware that people need it easier and stuff. Not everyone is a 25-year veteran expert like I am. And even other veteran experts don't want to mess with this kind of stuff, right? I probably guess a lot of even like 5-year-long power users shake their head and face palm. Do we have a face palm here on? No, I don't. Probably. Yeah, probably lots of much younger power users face palm seeing me just running WPA supplicant and stuff. So yeah, as usual, if you also have other usability wishes, leave them in the comments below. Just share, like, and subscribe. Oh cool, this also failed. So this still fails. How? Wait, was there the error? Yeah, matching the error. We still disabled JIT. What the heck? So much letting that build. Yeah, pro tip, if you attempt to fix stuff like that, like check it early and not like waste 30 minutes of build time. Even saves you money for the electricity costs. So what was it even? Arch machine? What do we match there? Or just Arch? Maybe I even matched the wrong thing there. What do you even do here? Who wrote this? Have I been drunk in the moment I wrote that? Man, you can't mix this so much. So many bugs in one free, I mean, bugs or shell compiling, shell interpretation, marginalities. What am I the first one to tell you about WPA supplicant? So you need what or which? I mean, so normally you would just DH client on your W lancing. Good old-fashioned, what was it even? Web, right? This pre-WPA was web. So that you could even like, what was it? Wireless IW or stuff. There was something like keys, like S. So you wouldn't need this VPA supplicant. This WPA supplicant is only for this newer encryption stuff. So that is doing all the personal assistant or whatever, wireless. Is it WPA? What does it even stand for? For wireless personal whatever. Protected access, Wi-Fi protected, so much to personal. So yeah, that is due to obviously complexity and stuff. As I would move everything with a microkernel, multi-server microkernel, but Linus Torvalds is crying about his performance. So they moved some protocol complexity and stuff from kernel to user space, how you would normally do it. Just in Linux, there is all these custom solutions, and that is doing all the handshaking, all the crypto stuff of key exchange and so on. And so yeah, you run that in addition, like that does a wireless protected access protocol, and then you run normal if config and DHCP stuff on your Y a WLAN, Wi-Fi, Ethernet-like thing, right? But that is the only thing. Or in modern, even more modern things is Intel, because obviously that is this WPA supplicant vintage code base, right? And everyone hates vintage code bases, obviously. I wonder why Linux is not yet, like, why have people not yet deleted and re-implemented the Linux kernel if they hate vintage code bases so much. But so as usual, like, yeah, vintage code base, it's too broken, C to fix, people re-implement it. So there is this new re-implementation of Intel's IWD, which theoretically I could check if there is a new version, because sometimes we miss that, of non-primary. Did I mistype that? So where are they at 2022 here of 30 and oh, that's another directory. Oh, we are totally outdated there. Good that we check that. Tiny win-win of, are we building that already? No, right there. Had part of that. I also should probably separate out this crypto library out of there. Currently I have that in there. So, or yeah, ELL 149. They're at 53, I guess. Although it is possible it doesn't build without systemd or some other nonsense anymore, so if you want, this is on my to-do. So the more you share, like subscribe, Patreon, GoFundMe, or like Danny become a YouTube member, the more I can fix. For now, it's like obviously don't need ify was and ify boot manager for Musel build. Nothing to see there. But if you share like the subscribe and stuff, then I will of course fix that sooner than later. Building that straight into the system for some test. And then that's it really for today. As usual, 1 hour 20, certainly long enough of a build here. Live YouTube live build stream. I hope you learned something and enjoyed this as usual. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, Patreon, GoFundMe, and all the other good stuff. Have a good day or night, and see you soon for the next code and updates to come. I still wonder what the scratching noise is. Maybe one of the fences garbage. Maybe someone, because this is from Amazon Marketplace, I didn't yet make the video, theoretically. So I saved there big on the case, Fractal, Torrent, Compact, and NZXT set 73, because I'm a Scratch Mac Duck and cheapskate. And so they looked unused, but maybe someone, I mean, the case, I could guess someone ordered that and found it too plasticky or stuff, or too big or whatever, because the case was unused, like all the screws were in the right place and packed and stuff. And the NZXT was also unused, right? So much too, I mean, not a paid advertisement, but obviously if you want to, totally not supporting Amazon, but there's a commission with this link downstairs and stuff. But yeah, that's the crazy stuff, right? People ordering random stuff and don't even use them. You can, of course, have bad luck and have it totally scratched and garbage and stuff. I wonder if someone ordered the NZXT, because I wonder, why would someone order a Kraken set 73 and send it back unused? Like, if you use it and you don't like the cooling performance and stuff, but it was unused, right? The factory applied thermal paste was on there, the display protection film was on there, but maybe someone ordered it to swap a fan. Like maybe, like, I mean, obviously people, there are scammers and other tricksters out there, like con mens like Musk and Donald Trump and stuff, and other failing CEOs. Maybe someone just, wouldn't surprise me if they swapped the fan, because something is scratching there under 100% full load. And I wonder what that is. It shouldn't be the pump, because the pump is obviously with this load constantly running 100%, but yeah, that's of course the downside. Although it is the downside of ordering B quality, like returned goods. But truth be told, it could have happened with a completely new new fan as well, right? I mean, there can always be manufacturing defects. I mean, maybe my speculation of someone swapped the fan is also wrong. It could just be maybe they ordered the Kraken and it was too big for the case as well, right? I just don't know. The fans looked unused too, though, but yeah, strange scratching right there. But anyway, so yeah, see you next time.